native species with the help of Lucas County Rain Garden Initiative.
Okay, Initiative Chair Sarah Geyer joins us now with some tips that residents should know. And thank you for being here, first and foremost.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
What is a native plant?
So a native plant is a plant that is indigenous to this area. So we like to say that it's within the last few hundred years when people started recording plants in the area.
So there are so many benefits. I love thinking about and learning about native plants. Talk about some of the benefits of planting and encouraging native plants.
So one of the main benefits right away is that they are specially adapted to our area. If you're putting them in your garden, then they're going to need less upkeep, less maintenance once they're established. So little baby plants that you're putting in, they're still going to need water, you know, just like any other plant. But native plants, once they're established, they are developed to live in this area.
We always like benefits, ecological benefits, and one of the ones is longer root system. Is that part of it?
Yes. Yep. So that's the next thing that I was going to talk about is the link with water quality. So one of the really great things about those deep roots is that it gives a place for water to go. So we don't want storm water to be going straight off of driveways or grass. You know, turf grass has really shallow roots. These deep roots help water to soak into the ground, and so that keeps it from going straight into our rivers and lakes.
And when it comes to fertilization, we talked about that the other day, is that you don't need it. You're not doing all these things to prohibit pests or to, you know, get them to grow. I love the way that we can save money when it comes to fertilizing.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of our native plants don't need a lot of fertilizer and actually won't do that well. So you might have really tall, you know, floppy plants if you fertilize them. They really are meant to live within the conditions here. And speaking of pests, there are a lot of insects that depend on plants from the area. So you may see things eating your plants, but that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
We've got a list of some of the native plants for this area. Now, a couple of them I would not have guessed. For example, Virginia creeper. I thought that was a guy who lived behind me in Roanoke when I lived down there. What is that?
That is a vine that does grow natively. So that can be a little aggressive. But
so is he.
But some of the other let's see.
So when you're talking about prairie grasses too, you've got a couple of different prairie blazing star, prairie dropseed. What kind of places do you recommend putting some of these? Any place, or when you're advising people where to plant native plants?
So there's a lot of great resources out there. The Rain Garden Initiative, on our website, we do have recommendations for plants and where they should go. We're really focused on rain gardens. So we talk about, you know, different moisture levels for plants. There are all kinds of different plants for different spots. So you can have a shade garden, you can have a full sun garden, you can have a garden that has lots of water. So there's a lot of options.
And there's a lot to learn though, because on the one side you don't want to plant something that's invasive that takes over a garden, and on the other hand you want to find out, like, what are the things that I should be encouraging. So that's where the next step is, how do we learn all that?
Right, so our website is a really great resource, and then you can also there's lots of plant sales in the area, native plant sales. They're really increasing, which is amazing. It used to be really difficult to find native plants, so I would say just getting out into the community, talking with people like the Rain Garden Initiative, Wild Ones Oak Openings is another great group. We can all help you learn about what's best for your yard, because it's really different for everyone.
I just like to let the dandelions grow. Is that a good thing too?
Dandelions I like dandelions. Okay. There are other species that flower earlier in the year that are good for pollinators too, but I leave mine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And it's less work for me too.
And they're pretty.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you and what you're doing. It's time for a break right now.